Here it is, everybody, the IVPN Killswitch video for Linux. Now, if you've watched the entire series like I suggest you do, you'll know that I've mentioned this video coming a few times, not because it's hard, but because it is going to be quite lengthy. And by the time we get done with this, you're going to think I'm batshit insane, which is fine. But if you want a seamless experience after installing everything and not have to make any more changes after the first time, then this is what you're going to have to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open our browser of choice. I'm using LibreWolf. You use whatever you want. We're going to go to the search bar and type in ivpn.net. And for the login, I made a temp account of a week because you're not getting my information that easy. And then we're going to change the account ID, put that in here. Now, when you sign in, normally if you want to install this on Linux, you come down to Linux. You open it in a new tab. You choose your distribution, and you do a couple commands, bada bing, bada boom, and you're done. We're not going to do that. So let's go ahead and close this tab. We're going to open a new one, and we're going to go to IVPN OpenVPN. You'll click on the one that says OpenVPN Configuration by IVPN, and you can put really anything you want here, but I'd follow me to a T, at least for this one video, because if you do any minor thing wrong on this, nothing's going to work, and there's a lot of things to do, so don't take the risk. So for our exit server location, we're going to change to the United States, Boston, MA, and this only server. Now, for part 2, you're not going to change anything until the very bottom. Leave all of this alone, but when you get to DNS settings, we're going to change from standard to anti-tracker. Now, the reason we're not doing anti-tracker and hardcore is because it's a bit more secure, but it breaks almost everything. So, since we're not that far along in the course, we're not going to do it for now. We'll come back to it, but not for this video. Then you're going to download the zip archive. As you can see, I already downloaded it about 15 minutes ago. So, you will click save, but I'm not going to do anything. Now, we're going to open another tab, and we are going to search IVPN UFW. You're going to look for the one that says Killswitch using the uncomplicated firewall. So you'll see Killswitch using the uncomplicated firewall, gasp. But it will also say we recommend using our Linux CLI app that offers an easy-to-use built-in firewall solution that protects you from both IP and traffic leaks. Now that sounds good in paper, and the reason I don't use it is because I have had problems with it in the past, but I've never had a problem doing it like this. So we're just going to follow along with the rest. So the first step we're going to do is install the UFW. So we're going to go ahead and open our terminal. I'm going to set this to always on top. I'm going to set this to always on top. Why is it being like this? Oh, it was probably there the whole time. I was looking for a checkbox for some reason. I go crazy sometimes too. And now we can do whatever we want. So we're going to type in sudo apt-get update to ampersands sudo apt-get install UFW -y. And then we're going to put in our password. Now for me, it's not going to look the same for you because I already have it installed, but you'll probably get a whole bunch of loading stuff, but you won't have to do anything either. And then 2 is sudo UFW enable. I did remove my old firewall rules for this video, so don't say I don't do anything for you guys. So it is sudo UFW enable. Firewall is active and enabled on system startup. Then we're going to follow along with the rest. So block all outgoing traffic. Sudo UFW default deny outgoing. Give it a second. And then sudo UFW default deny incoming. So now once that's done, we will neither have any packets going out and no packets coming in. So now, for instance, if I wanted to try youtube.com, nothing's going to show up because, we have no internet basically. So we'll go ahead and close that and go back. And we're going to come down here to where it says allow traffic through VPN tunnel. So we're going to type sudo UFW allow out on ton 0 from any to any. And then we're going to do sudo ufw allow in on ton 0 from any to any. There you go. Once it says rule added and doesn't show any other errors, you're free to move on. If you get an error for some reason, just try to input the command again. Choose the IVPN server you will be connecting to and make an exception for it in the UFW. Let's assume you choose a Germany server. Okay, I'm going to stop reading there because if you follow that command, you're going to get confused really quick. We are doing NS lookup, but that's not the thing that we're looking for. So now we're going to come back to our downloads. Well, we're going to open our downloads first. And we're going to extract the OpenVPN config. And now I recommend that you create a folder somewhere on your home screen. So I have an IVPN folder already. I'll just make another one called IVPN for testing. Let's go back and grab that downloads folder. Go back to IVPN for testing. And paste it in here. Then we will go ahead and open the folder. And you're going to see the one that says usa-boston.ovpn. Go ahead and open that. And you're going to look for this remote US-MA1 blah 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 2049. This is the remote IP, this is the name of the gateway, and this is port 2049. So we're going to copy this, starting from US and ending with .NET. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to do ns lookup, space, and then paste. I copied everything. I'm pretty sure I didn't tell it to do all that. So that's good. Let's go ahead and try that again. I don't know why it copied the entire thing, but try one more time. There we go. Okay. So now we can just do clear ns lookup space and put it in. And now you can see the IP address for it. That is what we need. The output will be the IP address which you need to specify in the UFW exception rule. So now we're going to do sudo UFW allow out from any to 109.61.86.47. Make sure you type that correctly, because if you type the IP address wrong, it's not going to tell you in this case. So even after it says rule added, double check. Otherwise, you're going to have huge problems. And now we are going to come down here. If you do not have or do not wish to use a public DNS or the one provided by your ISP, update your host file accordingly. We do want to use IVPN's DNS server, so we are going to do this. We're going to do echo. Is not bracket, the apostrophe things. You know what I'm talking about, the quotes. Quote, and we're going to do 109.61.86.47. You're going to put a space, and then you're going to use this name up here. So the US-MA1. Then you're going to put a closing quote, and then you're going to put the, I don't know what it's called, but it's like the line slash that's above the enter key. So shift line slash thingy. And then you're going to put sudo t-a/etc/hosts. And this will append the IP and this gateway to the end of your host file so that it looks for that for the DNS. We'll do that. And then it says you're done. In case you need to reset these rules and start anew, sudo UFW reset. If you have any problems and don't know how to correct it, I suggest you do that. Go back in the video and watch and make sure you didn't put in something wrong. But we're not done yet, as Billy Mays might say. We're now going to go ahead and we are going to come up to the top right, and it's not there. Okay, wait. We're going to go to our tile screen, and we're going to type network. And you're going to click on the one that says control how you connect to the internet. And we are, okay, we can take that off of always on top now. And we're going to go to VPN not set up. So we're going to click that, and I have two options. You may only have one, but we're not going to click the one that says Open VPN, so don't worry if you don't see it. We're going to click Import from File. So now we're going to go to the home screen, and we are going to go past all the videos I keep forgetting to delete, and we're going to go to our testing folder, or whatever you named it. I'm going to open the folder inside of it, and we are going to choose ca.crt. No, we are not. I lied, and now it's all going to crash. Oh, crap. Okay, well, now we have to wait a couple of minutes. Don't upload that one. I lied to you. And Debian has this nice little thing where the settings will crash entirely if you put in the wrong one. Oops. So instead, we're going to go back to network. That's the wrong one. Instead, we're going to go back to network. We're going to go back to VPN. Import from file. We're going to go all the way back. I'm sorry. IVPN for testing. And we're going to do the OVPN file. I should have known that. I don't know how I messed it up. And it's thinking. And there it is. So here you can see the gateway. And you can name this really anything you want. I'm just going to name it Boston. Like the band. Hooked on a feeling. No, it's more than a feeling. Forget it. That's going to be the name of our VPN. And it's asking for your username, so you are going to put your IVPN username in here. So let's go ahead and grab that. I can't grab it from Discord because the network is dead. So we're going to copy it from here. And we're going to paste it here. It asks for a password. You don't have a password. Just leave that be. Then we're going to check IVP4. Yeah, this is all fine. And we're going to click Add. Now, there is one more thing before we turn on the VPN. We're going to go back to the Killswitch screen, and we're going to scroll down a little more, and it says you can additionally disable IPv6. I highly recommend that you do, because IPv6 has quite a few issues with DNS leaking. Hiccup. Now, this is going to be explained more later in the series, but for now, we will go ahead and disable this. You don't have to, but I recommend that you do. So we'll set this to always on top one more time. We're going to do echo the single quote net.ipv6.conf.all.disable underscore IPv6 equals 1. And then the line and sudo t-a/etc. And now it's /systctl ctl.conf. And instead of typing all that, I'm now just going to do these one at a time. I remember now why I didn't type all that out. So we're going to do all of these. They'll work without any modifications or anything like that. Make sure if you do copy to delete the number symbol at the beginning. Because if you don't, it's not going to work. And then you're going to do sudo sysctl-p. And it puts those changes into effect. So now IVPN is disabled. Or IPv6 is disabled. Nice. Next, we can go ahead and just be done with that. And now, just to show, YouTube still doesn't work. And x.com, I guess. So none of those work. And now, once we turn on the VPN, you need to authenticate to access the virtual private network Boston Moore Thad. I'm going to put in a very detailed password. And as you can see, we're now connected to Boston Moore Thad. And now, if we try to open YouTube, don't tell me I have to redo the entire video. Ooh, I almost stopped recording too. Ooh, my heart and my soul. Okay, so just to make sure it works, James Martin OPSEC. You can see the autofill, so you know the internet's working. And there you go. So it clearly works. Now, if you ever want to disable the UFW, all you have to do is sudo UFW disable. And that's it. Now we can turn off the VPN. And go to my channel, ensure the internet still works. Might take a little bit because it's unhooking from the VPN and hooking to my actual internet. I almost ended the recording last time because I thought it didn't work. But, this is taking even longer. Why are we offline? I disabled UFW, man. What's going on here? I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Somehow I completely forgot that you're supposed to restart the computer after you make all of those critical changes. Who would have guessed, right? So now I'm going to have to do editing because I have 2 recordings for this now. Great! I wanted to go to bed. Can't do that now. But either way, that's going to be it for this video. As you see, we can now use the internet just fine. You know, if you re-enable the VPN or the UFW, you won't be able to use it anymore, but just, you know, turn on your VPN and you'll be good. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, you know, consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and all that good stuff. Either way, my name is James Martin. You guys have been amazing, and I will see you in IVPN Killswitch for, I believe, Android now.